everybody, and welcome to our top 10 quick comic picks. I'm Andy.
I'm Matt. Welcome back.
Thank you. I'm back and fully at 100%. So, this is our really quick show where we're going to be going over about 10 of the biggest books we think you want to hear about coming out this week here at Infinity Flux or wherever you shop. But let's get into it because this is another really solid week.
Yep. So we're going to start with Punisher #1. This is a new Punisher book featuring a new Punisher. There is a new character who maybe reluctantly took on a mantle of Punisher because he is out for revenge for
Mm.
a thing that you will have to read the book to find out. But it's pretty interesting to see how this new character, his motivations for why he's doing things, and what the public, what the general public thinks about him as well.
Mm. Next up, need I say more?
Hmm.
Transformers #2. So this just continues the awesomeness of the new Daniel Warren Johnson led Transformers. In this issue, you may even get a little sneak peek at some G.I. Joe action.
Tease, maybe, yeah.
Tease, but it's there. Plus, just some I found very uh heartwarming or pulling on the emotion
Yeah.
stuff too with some of the Transformers. So definitely pick it up. This is one of the best books right now.
Next is a new one from Image called Petrol Head. This is great. Set in a post apocalyptic Earth where there's only 6 domed cities that contain everything that's left of humanity. And one of their main forms of entertainment is a race called the Petrol Head 5000, which features robots driving these souped up race cars. But the race is maybe controlled by the city planners based on the popularity of the robots. There's a young girl named Lupa. She and her father cross paths with one of the drivers, and they soon find themselves in a race for their lives.
Next up, we've got Star Wars The High Republic #1. This is the #1 for Phase 3 of The High Republic. We returned back to the time period of Phase 1, but this is set 1 year after the fall of the Starlight Beacon. Now the Jedi are all in a tizzy after kind of their big symbol of hope for the future got destroyed by the Nile. Find out what happens here because it gets pretty dark pretty fast, but a great reintroduction to these characters and this time frame.
Next is Thanos #1, a new Thanos miniseries. We spent a good part of the issue meeting a young girl named Roberta, or young woman named Roberta. But the city that she lives in, Fresno, eventually gets sucked into space by a big spaceship. This spaceship, as you may have guessed, is commanded by Thanos, and he is looking for something or someone.
Mm.
Will he find it? You'll have to read to find out.
Next up for me, I've got Superman 78, The Metal Curtain #1. So this is kind of our sequel to the previous Superman 78, which is a continuation of the Christopher Reeve era Superman movie. Really fun story here where we actually have a something crashes in the USSR in 1951 that could spell doom for Superman.
Yikes.
Plus, there's just some great Lois Lane stuff in here as well. But I'm really interested to see where this goes, and you get a hint at who the big villain of this is at the end.
Next is a new book from Boom called Zawa. This is about a guardian over the city named Zawa, who everybody thinks that she's peacefully sleeping and watching over the city, where actually she's trapped inside a mountain filled with nothing but basically trash for her to eat. There are some friends that break into a factory to try to get some food. And when they get caught, they try to run away, and they eventually find her, and maybe they're going to help her get out.
Hmm. Next up, I've got another Star Wars book. This is Star Wars The High Republic Shadows of Starlight #2. I love #1 of this book, and I kind of figure out the format of this since this is a miniseries that takes place in the missing year, where the new #1 takes place a year after the fall of Starlight. This takes place during that year, and it looks like each issue we're going to be following a couple of the characters over the course of that year to see what happened with them. And this one we follow Avar Chris and Elzar Mann, two of our main Jedi characters. And this, I feel like this is a really important book if you are planning on continuing the High Republic story. So check that one out.
And last for me is Batman number 139. This is the start of a brand new story arc called Mind Bomb. The Gotham War is over. Batman's relationship with his family is strained. He's got a new identity. He's living life in a small apartment. He's more focused than ever on being Batman. And his first mission that he's going to take with this new outlook is to finally take down the Joker once and for all, but he's still got that Zurian personality sort
Mhm.
of jawing at him in the back of his head. And what is that going to do? How is that going to make him come at the Joker?
Vernon's like a Batman heckler.
Right. Yeah, he
He's in the
is.
audience
Yeah.
just yelling at him constantly. Next up, I've got Birds of Prey number 3. I continue to love this series.
Hmm.
The artwork, just the whole style of the thing, the kind of I would say it's like Ocean's 11, but there's a little hint of that,
Yeah.
like putting the team together. And this one, they finally make their way to Themyscira, where they're going to try to retrieve uh, Dinah Lance's little sister, Sin. But how long are they going to be able to be on the island before Wonder Woman finds
Oh,
out?
yeah.
It's going to get pretty intense in this one, but a lot of fun stuff, especially with Harley. So that is another great issue of Birds of Prey. And that is it for our top 10 quick comic picks. So thank you so much for watching. Head over to infinityflix.net right now where you can pre order these books or order them right now. You can pre order books coming up. Everything you pre order, you get 10% off of. And stay tuned for our longer show. We'll be going over these and so many more, plus their variants coming up on a show right soon.
Yep.
So thank you so much for watching. And until next time,
See ya.
see ya.